So, let's talk about a choice we all face, right? Be obsessed or be average. Have you ever had one of those huge, massive goals, but then you find yourself kind of, apologizing for it? As if wanting more is somehow wrong. Well, this whole explainer is about stopping that. Right now, we're going to dive into how you can chase your dreams without ever saying sorry for it.
And boom, this quote right here, this is the core of everything we're talking about. It's a straight-up challenge, isn't it? It's basically saying, hey, the time for playing small, for worrying what everyone else thinks, that's over. The real work, the good stuff, it starts the second you stop apologizing.
So you got to ask, why do we even do this, right? Why do we feel like we have to say sorry for being ambitious? Well, this is what the book calls the apology trap. And really, it all just boils down to a deep fear of being judged, or, that feeling that we need everyone to like us and approve of what we're doing.
But let's just flip that whole idea on its head for a second. Having a big goal, that's not a flaw you need to excuse. It's the total opposite. It's a sign of your inner strength, a sign that you believe in yourself. Ambition isn't something you should hide. It's something you need to own completely.
Okay, so it's one thing to know you need to change, but it's a whole other thing to know how to do it. And that's where this gets really good. The book lays out a super clear, actionable framework to get you out of that self-doubt spiral. And this isn't just, some fluffy, feel-good advice. It's a real roadmap.
So, how do we actually do this? Well, think of it like a three-part plan to basically declare war on average. It's a sequence, right? First, you've got to tear down those limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Then, you build up new, powerful behaviors. And finally, you learn the actual skills you need to get the job done. It's a path. Mindset, then actions, then skills.
All right, let's start with the first one, beliefs. We're talking about those little lies we tell ourselves that keep us stuck. You know the ones. That little voice that whispers, I'm not good enough, which is really just fear talking. Or the classic excuse, it's not the right time. And, the big one, but what will other people think? Letting their opinions run your life. Just calling these out, just saying their names, that's the first step to taking away all their power.
Okay, next up, behaviors. And this isn't about just trying harder. It's about being smart with your actions. For starters, learning to say no without feeling guilty. Think about it. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't move you forward, you're saying no to your actual dream. Then, you have to make time for what matters. You don't just find it. And finally, you gotta stop being a people pleaser. Seriously, the price you pay for everyone else's approval is your own potential.
And last but not least, you've got to learn the skills. Because look, passion is great, but passion without a plan is, it's just a wish. We're talking about real practical tools, setting clear goals so you know exactly where you're going, planning your strategy, like drawing a map, managing your time like it's gold, and then, the most important part, focused execution, actually doing the work day in and day out. That's how you turn a dream into something real.
Okay, so now you've got the framework. You're ready to tackle your beliefs, your behaviors, and your skills. But hold on, there's still one huge enemy standing in your way. And I guarantee it's not what you think it is. It's not about not having enough time or money or connections.
So I want you to be really honest with yourself for a second. That big idea you have, that project you keep talking about, that change you know you need to make, what's the real reason you haven't pulled the trigger yet?
Yep. It's that one simple word, excuses. They're the #1 dream killer, period. They're just the stories we make up to make ourselves feel better about not doing anything. They keep us safe, they keep us comfortable, and they keep us from ever being great.
And here's the tough love, but it's also incredibly empowering. If you're sitting around waiting for the perfect time, or for someone to tell you it's okay, or for some hero to swoop in and do the hard work for you, you're going to be waiting forever. The point is you have to be the hero of your own story.
So, what does being your own hero even mean? Well, part of it is totally changing the rules of the game. So often, we're chasing this impossible idea of success that somebody else made up for us. But what if we just decided to define it for ourselves?
And this idea right here, it's a total game changer. Success is not some finish line called perfection. It's the messy, day-to-day grind of just getting a tiny bit better than you were yesterday. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about moving forward, especially when you're scared or when you mess up. So you have to ask yourself, are you playing by someone else's rules, or are you running your own race and deciding what winning looks like for you?
I'm telling you, the real freedom happens when you stop looking at everyone else's highlight reel and just focus on your own journey.
Seriously, let that sink in for a minute. Perfection. It's a myth. It's fragile. But commitment, now that's real. Commitment is tough. It's what gets you back on your feet after you get knocked down. It's what keeps you going long after the initial excitement wears off. So forget chasing perfection. Build commitment.
Okay, so we've talked about the trap that holds us back, the framework to move forward, and the mindset shift you need to make. It really all boils down to one thing now, your decision, your choice to actually do something. It's time to stop waiting around. It's time to be your own hero. And please, hear this. This is so important. You were not made to play small. You weren't put here to dim your own light just to make other people feel more comfortable in the dark. You absolutely do not need anyone's permission to go after the thing that makes you feel alive.
At the end of the day, this has nothing to do with proving other people wrong. Your number one responsibility. It's to that untapped potential living inside of you. It is your job, your duty, to find out what you are truly capable of, to honor the person you were meant to become.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one last question, and I want you to actually name it right now in your head. What is that one dream, that one goal, that one ambition that, as of this moment, you are done apologizing for? What is the dream you're finally going to start chasing with everything you have?